Hi everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today we are going to do a fun project. We're going to make feathers out of yarn, and I thought this was a really fun project, and I had come across a video not too long ago where somebody was making these yarn feathers, and this one, honestly, this one you could use as a feather or you could use it as a beautiful leaf. It would work either way. So any of these, whichever you want to use them for, would work out great. Now, I only had 2 different colors of yarn. I think I have some more somewhere, but I think I'm going to buy, if I don't, I'm going to buy some, like some cream colored and maybe some pale pink yarn. I want to do some different colored feathers. And for me, this was a really relaxing project, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to bring this in for my friends, and we are going to make feathers. Now, when I watched the video where I learned how to make them, I just got out my yarn, and I followed along with the one girl that I was watching, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to follow along. I'll just keep hitting pause, and that's what I did, and it worked out really, really well for me. So maybe that's what you guys can do if you can pause here and there. Just follow along and see if you can, you know, do it that way. It worked well for me, and they're not difficult to make. And look at how beautiful that is. I just love it. So some of the things that you're going to require to make these are yarn. And what did I do with my comb? Oh, you're going to need some kind of a comb to take apart the yarn. In this one, I have a pearl and rhinestone centerpiece. You don't have to put anything at all. I added some beads and a little dangle to this one. You could add flowers, you could add all kinds of things. So I pulled out a few odds and ends. These are some things I just recently got in Happy Mail, and I thought, okay, I can use some of these beads. These are actually for my pens that I enjoy making. So I got these pens, and I got a whole bunch of beads and things. So this is only a little bit, a small portion, although I am finding that I think I need to go back and buy some more of these decorative, like wooden and these kind of beads, because they add so much to a lot of different things. Like this one, I mean, these will go great with these feathers, and they're just really, really decorative. So I pulled some of them out. I pulled out some of my charms that have really cool sayings on them, quotes on them. So yeah, we've got a bunch of different things out. I took out one of these just to show you. I have a few of these left that I got from Debbie over at Bird's Place, and I'm going to make a couple of these bracelets here pretty soon, and I think I actually might make one as one of my giveaways. I know I've gotten behind on my giveaways again, you guys, but those of you who have received my Etsy shop giveaways know I will get to it, and there will be a winner, and I don't skip out on them. I just sometimes get a little bit behind, and I'm sorry for that. But we will be getting those giveaways very, very soon. I'm almost ready to do it. I just have to pull my names and get them written on the cards and get ready to draw them. And then also, we hit our 11,000 subscriber mark. Woohoo! Thank you, you guys. You guys are the reason that my channel is growing. We gotta find a way to get it to start growing a little bit faster. We'll figure that out. But anyway, let me read a quick quote to you, and this quote says, "It doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop." So yeah, so you don't have to rush through things to get them done or get them done right. You just take your time. Take your time in life, you guys. We're all moving so fast all the time, and there's just so many things we have to do, and it seems like it never ever stops. So slow down, enjoy life a little bit, and you know what? It's okay if it takes you a little more time. You know, as long as it happens and you don't quit. So that's my quote for today. So anyway, so this is the one that I already made, and you can see it came out really beautiful, and I used my tan colored yarn on this one, and it's got some beads in it, really pretty. And this is a rhinestone and pearl chain that I had, so I put some of that on there. So that's how that one turned out. I think it's gorgeous. I love it. And this next one that we're going to make, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my black yarn. So really all you have to do is, well, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to cut off my centerpiece. So I'm going to double it, and I am going to make this about 12 inches. So I'm going to go about the length of my ruler on this. So I'm just going to cut that right there, and then that way I've got that all set and ready to go. And then the way that I do this, I take a piece of cardboard, and this is a doubled up piece of cardboard, you can see here, and I just gave it like a half inch right here at this, right here at this end, so that it's kind of got an opening that you can reach your scissors into. And I just hold it right here, and I'm just going to take this and wrap it around like this, and I'm just going to keep on going until this stops. I have to tell you guys, my dog got a hold of my yarn, and she decided to carry it out to the backyard and strewn it all over the place. And so my husband grabbed a hold of it, and before she could destroy it, got it back in the house so that I could save what I could save. I mean, it really wasn't that bad. She didn't have it out there but a few minutes, so she didn't really do too much. And then I'm going to take and I'm just going to cut it like that at this end, and then I'm going to grab it at this end in the center, put that aside, and I'm going to fold it, make sure I put my scissors right at the center, and snip. Now, these pieces are each, let's see, about 4.5 to 5 inches is what you want them to be. These are 4.5 inches long, which is perfect. So the next thing we're going to do is, I'm using my wonderful little table topper here that I use for my resin, because I thought this would be really great for using as my surface. But you know what? I did forget my tape. I'll be right back, you guys. Okay, and then I was thinking, now that I'm took a second here, what we could do, the other thing you could do is you could combine the brown and the black together and just sort of take your strings, because I have some brown cut as well, and you could mix them in and make it, you know, a sort of a two colored thing. And what I'm thinking is maybe I could almost give this sort of an ombre effect. So I'm thinking I might try to do that. So we'll see. Or maybe I should just do this one in black and then later try and do an ombre just to see how it works. I'll do that on my own, and if it works out really great, then I'll do a video on that, because I think personally it would be really pretty. And I'm just taking my packing tape here and I want a loop at the top. So this is going to be the top of my feather. So I want to make sure I have a loop up there. So I'm going to take this, and I want it to be a little bit longer than the one that I did on this one, because I didn't have much working room with that loop. So I want just a little bit more than I had on that one. So I'm just going to tape this right about there, right down to my table. And I wanted to do this before I laid this tape down. And then I'm going to take to one edge of this tape, one corner, I'm just going to fold it under so that it's easy for me to get this tape off of here once the time comes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I've got this nice piece of string, and it goes all the way down to the edge of my my board here. So that's it for the tape for now. And this is a really easy process, you guys, very therapeutic. And I am actually going to stop talking because I am going to do some of these in slow motion for a little bit, and then we're going to speed up the camera so that you guys can, you don't have to watch me do this whole thing. So the way that it works is you're going to take your first piece of yarn and put it just like that. And I've got this one going to the left. I'm putting it under this yarn here. Now what you can do is you could tape this down here, and it might actually be helpful to you. I'm going to do that and see if that helps us a little bit to kind of keep everything in place. And that way it'll keep that nice and taut. So let's do that, because we're going to have some extra down here at the end of our feather as well. So those two pieces can be taped down, and I'm also going to fold it under right there. Okay. All right, so we've got that underneath, and then I'm going to take my next one and I'm going to fold it just like that, just like I did the other one. I'm going to put these two edges under the loop right there, just like that. And I'm going to grab these two pieces and pull them up through that loop, and I'm going to go like that. And I'm just going to push that up. And I'm going to do my next one to the left as well. And you could do this whole thing doing it in this direction. I prefer to switch kind of back and forth because it gives it kind of a different look. So there, I've got that loop done. I'm going to pop it under that loop. I'm going to open this loop, and I'm going to grab these two and pull them up through that loop and tie it in a knot. And we're going to keep on going. Now my next two I'm going to do going to the right, because you'll see as you go along, there's a reason that I'm doing this. There's a little loop that's going to show up on this side because I did those to the left. Now my loops are going to show up to the right. So they're going to kind of go back and forth. And for me, that gives it a more, I won't say uniform, because uniform would be if I did it all on the same side. But it looks better. It, to me, keeps it kind of going back and forth. So now let's get this one. We're going to go to the right again, under this yarn, and these pieces, we're going to go under this loop just like that, and we're going to grab these two with our other fingers and pinch them through, and pull those up through that loop. So you guys can see this is really easy, and they're coming out nice and even on each side. Now you can see this feather, see how wide this is? I made my yarn pieces much, much longer on this one because I really wasn't sure how much I needed, and I didn't pay that much attention to the measuring, but I did know that when she was making hers, I wanted it to be wider. So I just made them really wide, and I figured I could cut it off. Okay, now we're back to going with our loop on the left side. We're going to do one more set, and then I'm going to speed up the camera. So we're going to go 2 more on this side and 2 more on the other side, and then we're going to speed her up just like that. And another one to the left. And we're going to put our little ends through this loop and pull these ends through that one. Okay, and then to the right. And we're going to put this one through this loop. Oops, I didn't grab them both very well. And grab these 2. Okay, I did pull that one out a little bit further. That's okay. And another one to the right. Pinch those 2. Pinch those 2. And there we go. Okay, so now we're going to speed this up, you guys, so that you don't have to be bored. Okay, so as you start getting, like, you'll get to where this is about like this, you want to make sure that you take all of this that you've done so far and slide it up the middle and make sure that these are nice and snug in here. You want this to be a tight feather. Okay, so you see I've got much more room there now. So I just wanted to stop a minute and show you guys that you need to push those up as you go. And as you start getting down to the bottom section, make sure that you're making these nice and tight and close together. Okay, just a couple more to go, and these two, actually for the last several, I'm going with each one, I'm going with each direction. So I'm doing one this way, and then one this way. And I did that for about the last 10 pieces of yarn. So this is the last one we're going to do, you guys. And I can't tell you how many we used going down the whole thing. I just made a bunch of these so that I can make several, or however many feathers it lets me make. I still have a whole bunch of yarn left over here that I can use for the next one. So you can see these are not exactly perfect. That's okay, because we're going to be using our scissors to clean it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move these beads, and hopefully I'm not shaking the camera too much. Now that's something that may kind of happen here with this next step a little bit. There's no way for me to get around it because I have to be able to have you guys see it, and my tripod is right on top of my table. So what I'm gonna do, let's see here, move those out of the way. I'm gonna flip this table topper if it will allow me to do that. And let's see, hold on. Okay, so I flipped this so that it's up and down for me now. So I'm just going to take my comb and I'm going to use the smaller section here of the comb to start just kind of gently at the ends, sort of combing through these and getting them to unravel. And you're going to have some that might actually pull out. Don't worry about it, you guys, if you get one that comes out. Try and hold them down so that that doesn't happen. And then you're going to get, you know, your fuzzies that are going to come out. That's okay. That's what's going to happen. And I'm just going to kind of try and do each side, starting at this is my top, this is my bottom. And we're going to go from the top side, and then we're going to also flip it and do this on the other side as well. And as I go, I end up kind of trimming a little bit off here and there just to sort of keep it in line a little bit. And see, that's kind of what happens. But once we get through all of this, we're gonna be trimming these edges, and we're gonna shape it into our feather shape. So I'm just going to keep on combing and going through it. And this black is actually combing out a little bit easier than the brown did. Honestly, it seems to be unraveling a little bit easier. It's also creating a little bit more of this stuff, but that's okay. That I'm not worried about at all. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on doing this and speeding up. Right now I'm doing this in real time, you guys, and I may not have to speed up the camera for this portion. I was thinking I would have to, but I may not have to because this is actually unraveling quite well and quite quickly. This is the portion that took me the longest on the other one that I made, and this is, here's another one that I did, and I was trying to use some of my my eyelash trim to put in here to kind of do it a little differently. I was not real thrilled with how this one turned out, so I wasn't even going to show you guys, but I might as well, just because. I am still going to try and figure out how to do one using some of that eyelash trim, but I don't know what or how yet, but I do want to try it because I have a ton of eyelash trim. And I really think it could be amazingly pretty. So I do want to do that and get a really nice one made. And you do want to tie these on really tightly to that center section when you're putting this together. Tie them as tight as you can, you guys, so that you have less of this pulling apart and pulling away from that middle, because that's what's happening. Some of these pieces, not necessarily these, but some of these whole pieces will want to completely pull out and pull away, and that's just because maybe I didn't get that one on as tight as I should have. So just kind of be careful with that. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flip it over. So this is where we're going to take our tape off here and get rid of it. And we'll use a new piece of tape on the other side. I missed a little section there. Okay, so now I'm going to take it and I'm just going to flip it over, and you can see how it didn't unravel on that side, so we've got to do that side. That's why we do this side separately. So let me get my tape again. Sorry about the noise, you guys. I know some people are very sensitive to that. I'm going to be doing that one more time, just so that you guys know. At the bottom. So plug your ears if you don't like that noise for just a second while I pull that tape off. Okay. And actually, I should have done that a little bit more close to the edge, but oh well. I don't have as much space down here at the bottom, and I do want to pull this as tightly as I can. And I'll just go around the corner there. Fold this piece under. Okay, so now let's comb out this side. And I'm trying not to really get it too super frizzy. I like this sort of curly effect that I'm getting like right here. Let me pull in closer so you guys can see a little bit better. So you can see over here, I've got more of like a, just like a curly, it looks like a sheep's fur almost. And that's kind of how I like it to look. Now, in my other one, I have a little bit of both, and this is going to have a little bit of both as well. So see, one of them pulled away. That's okay. That's going to happen. You're going to have some that just didn't attach themselves real well. And that's okay, you guys. Because that was the other purpose for making sure that we pushed everything as tightly as we could as we were going. We kind of were pushing them up towards the top. That's so that it stays nice and thick all the way down. And when you lose a few of these, it's not going to matter. It's not going to show. So okay. I feel like I've almost got this side done. Just trying to get into the middle there and make sure that there's none left on the inside that aren't getting unraveled. Okay, now get this side. Yeah, I really feel like this black is really unraveling a whole lot easier. And I don't know what kind of yarn this is, you guys. This yarn is stuff that I have had forever. And I don't know what kind of yarn it was. In fact, it may have been sent. I did get some sent to me in Happy Mail a while back. So it may even be that. And it was not in the wrapping. It just came sort of wound up. Whoever sent it to me sort of wound it up. And they had used some of it, and they gave it to me that way. Okay, so I think that is really quite good. Okay, so now it looks pretty messy right now. Look at this. Down here we've got a real mess. I'm going to be using my bigger scissors to trim this. So I've got my big ones. I've had these a while. My friend Kim sent these to me, and these are my Old Faithfuls. They're getting kind of messy, but that's okay. I love these scissors. They work really well still. And so I'm totally, I keep them as the ones that will go through just about anything. Okay, so this is the top. Well, let's do this so that you guys can see it. I may have to flip it a couple of times just because I want to make sure that that I'm cutting it right. You know what I mean? So that I'm getting my V where I want it, you know, at the tip of the feathers and all of that. So let me get the rest of this tape off here for a minute. Okay, and I'm going to flip it over because I feel like I want this to be my front side. I've got this one right here that didn't really come unraveled. And this is the string that I had in the middle. And actually, what I really want to do with these two strings here, these were the centerpiece. I want to tie this in a knot right here. And that's going to keep kind of the whole thing together. So I'm just going to tie a good knot in there. And we're going to do that one more time. standing here sticking my tongue out because I got some fuzzies on my tongue. That's gross. A piece of the fuzz must have flown up while I was talking and got in my mouth. Ugh. You know, it's funny, I watched people do this, and I don't know if they've kind of done it differently or what, but where they've clipped them and combed them, and I don't see all this stuff coming out. I can't imagine that that's possible, that it would just comb perfectly every time. There's no way. So we're just going to go along our edge here. And as we go, we'll sort of shape it. This is just kind of our first pass here. So there's one pass, and you can see it's getting a nice shape there. This is a long feather here. I want to make some that are shorter feathers. I want to make some fairly small ones, honestly, so that I can use them maybe on boxes and stuff. And that's why I kind of want to do some like cream colored ones and sort of tie them into maybe some Shabby Chic stuff. I think that would be very pretty. And then they'll last forever. They're not like those other feathers that kind of fall apart. And then on this side, we're going to just kind of look at how pretty that tip is. It's just coming out really nicely. And this, it just cuts so great. And there's no sense in me fast forwarding through this part because this is kind of fun and therapeutic, and you guys can see, you know, in real time sort of how long this is taking me to do, and it's really not that bad. I think I'm going to flip around here and try and see if I can get this side to match up to the other side. Without cutting my loop there. I do not want to cut my loop here. Okay, look at how pretty that is, you guys. I kind of like the black feather. These kind of give it like a boho feel as well. Now I can see right here I've got, see how I've got that kind of sucked in right there? That section just kind of didn't, I don't know how it came out shorter, or maybe I just didn't comb through it as much. So I'm going to kind of try and bring that to the edge a little bit better, like the other side is. Okay. Now we'll do this again, and this is what, you know, you want to take your time with because you want it to come out looking nice and looking nice and uniform. This is something you want to not be all wonky. Although there are times when you might want to make your feathers kind of wonky looking and kind of more fringy and not so perfectly shaped. And here's where I'm taking, like, you know when you get a haircut and they're cutting like a feathering into your hair? It's kind of what I'm doing on these edges here. I want to kind of come up so that it sort of blends in. And I cut my own hair, so I've been doing it for my whole life pretty much. So I've pretty much kind of learned how to do all this stuff with the hair, and it works just as well here with making these feathers. See how pretty that is? And it kind of gives it a thickened look. This side I'm going to go from this way. So now I want to even this out because I feel like I had to do this side a little bit thinner. Maybe not. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty close. And then I'm going to take right here and we're going to feather it in. And right here. Oh, you guys, I'm so glad I did this video today. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and honestly, I was going to do one of my my velvet bags, because I think I'm going to do one of those velvet bags as my 11,000 subby giveaways. So you guys keep watching, because that's going to come up real quick, possibly right behind this one. So we'll do the video on the project itself, and then I will give you guys, you know, a week or so to respond like I always do. And then in about a week we will do the announcement for the winner. So I want everybody to get involved. Come on, you guys, let's get involved. Share this video, if you will, please. I've got to get these videos shared so that YouTube sees that you guys, you know, find my stuff interesting enough to share with your friends and family, and see if maybe they would like to watch some of these crafting videos. I know that's how I got started watching them, and sort of getting myself addicted to it. I love it, love it, love it. I love crafting. I love everything about it. And I love the people that I have met through the crafting sites that I belong to, the crafting groups and things that I belong to. Such nice people. It's just a whole community of people who share ideas, and everybody seems to almost always, not always, but almost always be willing to share their ideas and their projects, so that other people can either do them or buy them, or, you know, what have you. Most of my projects are available in my Etsy shop, and when they're not, it's usually because I'm using them as a giveaway for my Etsy shoppers, because I do a giveaway every month for my Etsy shop. For those who spend $50 and more, they are eligible to win my giveaways there, and I usually give away some pretty decent prizes. I'm going to be doing my Etsy shop giveaways. Now once again, I'm at the same place I was last time, you guys, and I do apologize. But those who shop regularly in my Etsy shop will tell you that I always come through I may come through a little bit late or a little bit behind as far as announcing the giveaways, but once I've got my winners, I get those prizes out right away, and they're pretty nice prizes. I don't just give away cheapy little things. I give away nice prizes. Usually, like I said, one of my projects, or sometimes it will be kits so that you can make one of my projects. So I'll put together kits with laces and flowers and bling and all that kind of stuff so that you can make your own, like memory boxes or pouches or appliques, things like that, you know, just things that you can do yourself and have a good time doing it. So and I don't skimp on what I put in those boxes. When I do a kit, it's a nice kit. It's not skimpy. I put a lot of things in there, and I feel sort of with my kits and things, I've looked at other shops, and for what I put in my kits, I put a lot more than some of the other shops, and I charge a lot less. And generally, with the kits that I sell, I usually have them in boxes that I have created, like memory boxes and things like that, that are very, very nice. And plus you get the kit on the inside of the box, which is very, very nice. So what someone else might charge $100 for, I'm probably charging between $25 and $35 for mine as a general rule, unless it's a real elaborate box. You know, when I say elaborate, like a huge box, you know, then it's a little bit more expensive, obviously. Or if it's a real ornate box that I've found somewhere that's super, super unique, then I will charge a little bit more for it at that point. But for the most part, my prices are good. So go on over there and check out my Etsy shop, you guys, if you haven't already. Okay, so here is, look at this beautiful, beautiful feather. We're going to back off here. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the shape and everything. It just came out beautiful, you guys. And there's the back side. Both sides look amazing. This side I probably need to maybe just do a little bit of feather trimming back here. But again, this is the back side. So I don't want to cut too much off the back. Just kind of like giving it a haircut. I think I'm a pretty good hair cutter too. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to cut my girlfriend's hair and give them permanents. And that was back in the day when perms were like the big thing. So I would give my friends perms. I would do, what do you call it? Weaves, like where we'd put blonde highlights in our hair and stuff. So I would do that for my friends and myself. And I loved every minute of it. I should have become a hairdresser. That's what I always wanted to do. And you know, the sad thing is that my ex-mother-in-law was a hairdresser. Actually, Jeff's mom was also a hairdresser, and she was amazing. But my ex-mother was also, mother-in-law was a hairdresser. And she talked me out of becoming a hairdresser. And to this day, I get mad at myself for allowing her to talk me out of it, because I would have been, I think, very good at it. And I think I would have done well. And that makes me sad that I didn't follow through with my dream. Okay, so now we've got our feather done. Look at how beautiful it is, you guys. And you can see there's a big difference between these two feathers. This one's nice and fat and gorgeous too. And this one's narrow and long. So You can do these in any shape or length or whatever you want to do. And they're going to come out awesome, you guys. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this and I'm going to add some beads. I'm wondering, I think I'm going to add this little tassel. And what beads do we want to use? I've got some different beads here. Let's see, what do we want to do? I think I really love these. I love this blue one. Look at that with that black. And then I've got just kind of a dark blue. I don't know if I care for that one. I'm wondering if maybe if I go with maybe that blue. I've got this one too. But that's too much. I only want one long one. I've got this. That would be pretty. And then maybe a like a small brown one in the middle. Or maybe I should go with using this one, but maybe put a little brown one. Maybe this color brown. That one's got a nice big hole in it too. Let's see. So if I go sort of like that, and then add another dark brown one up there. I feel like I want, ooh, I do have that. That's just one little, oh, but that matches the other one too much. Let's see. Oh, and I have my metal ones too. Let's see. I don't know if I want to add rhinestones or not. Got this one. This would be good for in between. And maybe like that. And that. I go like this, this, and maybe, oh, this one's pretty. I don't think I'm going to use that one there though. Let's see. That looks pretty. And then with this sort of hanging off somewhere. Oh, I also have this right here. It's got a heart and a musical note. And it's got the blue in it, but it's awfully small. And then I've got this one. This is kind of a resin heart with some flowers in it. That's kind of pretty. Let's see. I've got this one too. This is a longer, this one might be nice because it's, yeah, I really like that. I think we're going to use that one. So let's just go ahead and we'll start figuring out. I think I'm going to add this to this one. So let me get my tools here real quick. I need that. And let's see. Oh, there's my other ones. Okay, so I don't think I need that one. Okay, so this one I'm going to add I'm going to add the tassel to this right there. And then the way I'm going to do this is I've got another jump ring on this. So I'm going to be using that. Meanwhile, I think I'm going to try very hard to get these beads going here. So let's go with a brown one, and this one's got a really big hole in it, so I'm hoping if I use one of my little sticks here, I may or may not need it. I think I'm going to need it to push that through. So I'm just going to push that loop through the middle here, just like that. Okay. Get these out of the way, and I'm going to push that down as far as I can get it. Just like that. Okay, and then I think I want to go with I'm going to try to get this one to work. This one's got a bit of a smaller hole, so I don't know. I don't think I can get this tip to go. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, maybe I can get it through. I don't know if I can get this along with the yarn to go through. Look at me, I'm pulling it out. It's okay. I'm not worried about this unraveling at all because it's together. I can fix that. But I really, really, really want to get this blue one on here, so we're going to try really hard before we give up. Okay, let's try a toothpick. That might be a better choice. And all I have to do is just get enough to come out at the other end to grab a hold of it, if that's possible. But I've got quite a bit stuffed in there right now, and it's not really wanting to go through. Let's try this. No, I just don't think that's going to work. Okay, that's all right. That's okay. Okay. Which side was my front now? I've got myself all lost. I think this is my front. Okay, so we're gonna start doing this a little different. Let's go with this one. I'm gonna trim the fuzzies off of this. And this one's got a nice big hole, so this one will go through. So we've got that one next. Now let's hope we can get this one to go through, because this one's hole is about the same as that one, and this has got a long ways to go to get through there, and I just don't know if that's going to be possible, but we're going to give it a shot. If I could only hold my hands still. Gonna do this. I'm gonna push it all the way through. There we go. That's where I messed up last time. I should have just gone all the way through. Okay, so we've got that one on there. Looks pretty, doesn't it? All right, and then we're gonna go with this one, which is a smaller one, and we're gonna also just push that through like that. Oh, you know what? I don't know. I think I want to go with this one next. Oops. This one has a nice big hole, so it's like not grabbing onto it real well, but that's okay. I got it. Oh, the only thing with doing this is you get all the little fuzzies going up your nose. I don't like that. Okay, so I've got that on there. Now, here's the thing. I really need to get this tied in a knot. And I don't know if I have enough there. I'm going to have to pull and push. I'm not going to be able to put another bead on there. I can't imagine that I'll be able to tie it if I do. Let's see. Really wanted to put another one on there. Let's see what happens if I go with this wooden bead. And then try to get my knot. I'm going to go around my fingernail instead of my finger. And if I was just using my fingers, this would probably be very easy, but I'm not. I'm trying to do this with these fingernails, and it makes it quite a bit more difficult to work with. Okay, I got that on there, but that bead will come off. So now I gotta try another knot. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna work, you guys. I don't want to ruin it. I'm afraid I'm gonna ruin it by continuously trying to get this knot through there. Okay, you guys, I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what I did. I went ahead and I popped a little bit of glue, hot glue, right on that knot. And I just pulled that bead right up to that knot. And we got everything on there, and it's stuck like glue. So anyway, so we've got that on there, and I added this little tassel right here, and I just added it to the yarn at the bottom of the beads. And I was going to add this this piece here, but I'm just kind of feeling like maybe that's too much. Maybe we don't need that, because it didn't feel like it fit. But part of the reason too was because I really kind of wanted to add one of these charms. And I thought that would be more, it would fit this theme a little bit more. We've got Strong is Beautiful. We've got this one that says, I will. We've got this one says, Find Joy in the Journey, which I love, and I think that goes with this very, very well. And then we've got I Choose Strength. That's a very good one as well. But I think I'm going to use Find Joy in the Journey. So I'm just going to add this to this jump ring that's already on here. And I think I'm going to put it around the one that I attached to the feather itself. And I've got the end of the jump ring right here. Let's bring you guys in just a tad. I've got my jump ring right here, so I'm just going to open that up right there. And I want to pop this on so that it's going to lay the right direction. And I think I need to go, let's see, when I close that, if I go, I think I need to go this way. So I'm just going to pop that on right there. Close that up, and if that's not right, we can flip it around. Got to get my jump ring locked there. There we go. And nope, that was the wrong way. Ugh. I had a feeling I was doing that wrong. I was going to do it the other way at first, but then it felt like that way was going to be the right way. So, oh well. I do it every time, you guys. Okay, so let me flip this around just a little bit more so I can get this edge. And open it up again. Take that off, and I'm going to flip it around and put it back on. There we go. And when I drop it like that, there we go. Isn't that pretty, you guys? Let me get all this stuff off of here for a minute. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, the next thing is I'm trying to decide, do we want to or we don't? I feel like I do want to add this rhinestone and pearl in the center. Let's see, let me get it on there real well, or straight I should say, not real well, but straight, and then have that hanging down like that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, sorry you guys, I did it again. Here you are trying to see what I'm seeing, and I'm not letting you. There we go. Okay. So there it is with the rhinestones, or without. So I'm trying to decide, do we want to go with that in the center? It really looks pretty, but it also looks very nice and very kind of more rustic-y without it. Big part of me is saying maybe we need to just, or what we could do, hang on just a minute. Okay, so I'm thinking that maybe what we could do is, we've also got this, I've got this rhinestone piece, and this is multicolored rhinestones, and that would be pretty as well. Let me pick this up for just a second. So you've got all the multicolors in there. Or I also have this, which is kind of cool, and I was thinking maybe what we'll do is just hang, I can cut some strips off of this, get a few of them going. They gotta be hanging in the same direction, going in downwards with the eyelash trim. Because if you got some of them going up, I learned this doing the other feather. They don't look right. They look terrible if they're going in the upward direction. So that's where I kind of messed up the other one, and why I didn't like it. So cut one more piece right there. Get that off of my table. Okay, and then I'm thinking if that was sort of, let me tie this in a knot up at the top, if I can. Again, this is not an easy thing for me to do because I'm trying to take a small amount, and with the fuzzies and everything, it makes it very hard to get a hold of all of the strings and get them all pulled through right. So I'm just trying to very close to my eyes make this knot, you guys. So I'm sorry I'm not doing that in front of you, but there we go. That's the best I could do. Okay, so if I took that and hung that from the center, and then I've got these coming down. Like that. That looks really pretty. I really like that. I think I'm going to do that. We are going to use that idea. So, I've got this all just kind of mishy-moshy at the top. That's okay. I like that. And then, let's see. I'm just going to glue it on is what I'm going to do, but I was debating on whether I should kind of maybe take a couple of these strings right up here and actually tie it around this instead. I don't want to catch up that tassel in there. Again, not an easy task for me. And it's, honestly, you guys, it's these nails. It's having these nails that makes it really hard for me to do this. Okay, I got one knot. And now we're going to go, oh, and I thought I had that one easily. Nice and long, and we got it through. There we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna sort of pull these, pull that down, and there we go, you guys. It's all done. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my word, I love it. I really do, you guys. I love this. This was really fun, really different for me. And I think it came out amazing. Look at that. So next I'm going to try one that's sort of a, more of a, kind of an ombre look. Kind of like this tassel is. And then do something like that and see how that turns out. So anyway, so that's our feather. And then we have this one, which is a little more plain. I could add a little something to that one too. With the eyelash trim, I have some in dark and light browns, like kind of like this one. It's got beiges and dark brown and a dark beige and a tan. So I could take some of that and have that hanging from it, and that I think would look pretty. This was just, for me, just a mess. And actually what I could do is I could take out the eyelash trim on this and add back in the brown yarn and finish this one up the way that I want it. I hate to throw it away because the rest of it, the yarn and everything, is good. I just didn't like the way that this turned out. I didn't do it correctly, and so I think I'm going to save it, and I will cut out the eyelash trim. Look at that. That piece just came right out of there. It's just sort of tight on there, and that's the thing, that eyelash trim, trying to put it in there. Look at how easy that's coming out. Trying to put it on there, it's very slippery. So it doesn't want to hang on real well. Look at, I've got it sort of just tied on there. Watch this. That knot came out real easy, and I think I'm going to be able to get this one out and loosened up. And I should be able to pull that right out of there. See? So we could have some of that just sort of maybe hanging from from there. But I kind of like the two-toned eyelash trim, and that's actually what I was looking for when I found this. But I really like this on this black one. I think that that is a very good choice on the black one. So, but this I think would be pretty on this one. See how pretty that is? And actually I can probably just use these pieces that I've got on this one and add them into our big feather, big fluffy feather. Let's see if I can get this other knot. There we go. Yeah, see how slippery that is? Okay. So those are all going the right way. Those are all going the right way. And I can somehow put these together at the top. And hang those from that one. And I really, really like the way that looks. Isn't that pretty? So I think I'm going to be doing that to this one. Yep, I think I will. So now I'll have two of these done. This one I'll finish taking this out of here, and I'll add some more of the brown yarn to this one and finish it up. And I will have another beautiful feather that I can put into my shop or do as a giveaway or what have you. But you guys will see the giveaway before I actually announce it, and or during the announcement I will show you exactly what I'm going to be giving away so that you guys know. But you guys, I don't give away anything terrible or bad or poor workmanship or anything like that. I don't do that. I want to make sure that whatever I give away is something nice that the winner will enjoy for years to come, hopefully. So yeah, that's what I aim to do. So anyway, you guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to finish this girl up. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? Here's what we're going to do right now. I've got yarn sitting right here, my regular yarn. I'm going to tie this off at the top, because this yarn will hold really well. I'm going to tie it very tightly. Just like that. So now I've got that all tied together. And let's see. I don't really want to cover up my beads on this though. Maybe if I put it sort of down here, start it down lower like that, and then kind of have these hang over it. I think that's what I want to do, something like that. But I'll do that off camera, you guys. I'm going to have to figure that one out. But you guys got this one. This was a really pretty feather. It came out really, really nicely. I just want to make sure I do this one right and make sure it all holds together well and looks good and all of that good stuff. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. And for those of you who are subscribed to my channel, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate each and every one of you. And for those of you who are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I've got a lot of great videos coming up, a lot of great past videos. Shoot, I've got probably over 250 videos that you can watch on my channel. Anything from Shabby Chic to Boho now I'm adding, and jewelry to altered tins and memory boxes and fluffy pillows. I've done a lot of things, a lot of no-sew projects, like little pouches and things like that. For those of you who don't like to sew or don't know how to sew, I've got ways that you can glue things together, and it is my way of choice. Many times I can sew, but sometimes I choose not to. I choose to just glue things together that I feel can be glued and be okay. So anyway, you guys, hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Please give this a thumbs up and a like, because you guys, that helps me out more than anything. And those comments, when you guys give me a thumbs up and a comment, YouTube recognizes that, and they put me actually in front of a lot more viewers, and that's how my channel will grow. So I need to get you guys to share these videos. I appreciate it if you would do that. And remember, you guys are amazing. I love you all, and I love having you here with me and crafting with me. And I've made so many friends from this channel alone, and from Happy Bird's Glitter Nest and the other great groups that I belong to on Facebook. And my dear friends, you all know who you are. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I have so many lovely people that have donated to my channel so that it would be possible for me to do great videos like this one. And I appreciate it so much, you guys. Thanks a lot. God bless you all. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, be well, be happy. Love your family. Hug them, squeeze them, tell them you love them often, and be your best self. You're amazing. Thanks a lot, you guys. God bless you. Bye-bye.